Hey, my friend, let's talk about something real for a minute. You've been there, haven't you? That gut-wrenching moment when she walks away. Maybe she ghosts you, maybe she just stops replying, or worse, she tells you straight up it's over. You feel that knot twist in your gut, like someone's got a fist around your insides and won't let go. It's brutal. You're left wondering what you did wrong, replaying every text, every late-night talk, hoping she'll come back to fix it all. But here's the thing, dear viewer, hoping she'll come back? That's a trap. And the Stoic philosophers, they've got a way out. The Stoics tell us something powerful. You have the power to transform into someone who doesn't just move on but outgrows her existence. Yeah, I know it sounds lofty, but stick with me. This isn't about forgetting her or pretending she never mattered. It's about becoming a man so rooted in your own strength that her leaving doesn't define you. It's about taking that mess of emotions and turning it into something unbreakable. Marcus Aurelius, that old Roman emperor with a philosopher's heart, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the Stoic gold right there, my friend. She's gone? Fine. That's her choice, her path. But you've got work to do. Let's break it down. Picture this. It's been a week since she stopped texting. You're staring at your phone, that little voice in your head whispering, maybe she'll reach out today. Your chest tightens every time a notification pings. Only it's never her. Sound familiar? That's where the Stoics step in with a hard truth. Stop hoping she'll come back. Hope like that isn't noble, it's a chain. Epictetus, another Stoic heavyweight, put it bluntly, what need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. He's not saying life's all doom, but he's telling you to quit clinging to what's gone. She's not coming back, and even if she did, what then? You're still the guy waiting on her to make you whole. That's not the Stoic way. So how do you apply this in the chaos of modern life? Start with what you can control. You can't make her text you. You can't rewind that last fight. But you can decide what kind of man you're going to be right now. The Stoics call this focusing on your rationality, your ability to think straight even when your emotions are screaming. Say you're at the gym, pushing through a set of deadlifts, and her memory hits you like a sucker punch. That knot in your gut twists again. What do? You don't drop the bar and text her some desperate plea. No, my friend, you silence those emotions with action. You finish the set. You breathe. You remind yourself, this is mine. This moment, this strength. It's not hers to take. That's the Stoic trick, action over wallowing. Seneca, the Stoic who knew a thing or two about tough times, wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Think about that. How many hours have you lost imagining her with someone else? Or dreaming up some grand reunion? That's your mind playing tricks, amplifying the pain. The Stoic fix? Ground yourself in what's real. You're here, she's not. So build something, hit the gym, pick up that project you've been dodging, cook a damn good meal for yourself. Each step is a brick in a wall that says, I'm not just moving on. I'm outgrowing who I was when she left. Now let's get real about that knot in your gut. It's not going away overnight. I'm not here to sell you some fairy tale. Practicing this Stoic stuff feels raw at first. You sit with that ache, and instead of running from it, you look at it square. Okay, you say to yourself, this hurts. But it's just a feeling. It doesn't own me. That's rationality kicking in, my friend. It's not cold or robotic. It's power. You're not shoving the pain down. You're mastering it. Over time, that twist in your stomach, it loosens. Not because she came back, but because you stopped needing her to. Here's a scene for you. Last month, I knew a guy, let's call him Jake. Jake's girl dumped him after 2 years. No explanation, just a "I need space" text. He was a wreck, barely eating, scrolling her Instagram like it was his job. Then he stumbled across some Stoic wisdom online. He started small, deleted her number, hit the boxing gym instead of the bar. A month later, he's not the same guy. He's not pining, he's thriving. She's still out there, sure, but Jake? He's outgrown her existence. That's what the Stoics mean, dear viewer. It's not about her regretting it. It's about you becoming someone she can't touch. So why does this work for us guys in relationships? Because we're wired to fix things, to chase, to prove ourselves. When she walks away, it's like a gut punch to our pride. But the Stoics flip the script. Your worth isn't in her hands. It's in your virtue, your self-control, your ability to stand tall no matter what fate throws at you. Stop hoping she'll come back, my friend. Hope's a beggar's game. Instead, transform, outgrow. Let her fade into the background while you step into the man you're meant to be. All right, my friend, let's dive into this. You're hurting, aren't you? She's gone, and you're stuck in that messy spot where your heart's still bleeding. Yet some part of you keeps replaying the good times like an old movie you can't stop watching. Dear viewer, that's where the Stoics come in with something tough but real. When the challenge hits, you don't just sit there, you wake up early and hit the gym like your soul depends on it. This isn't some feel-good motivational quote slapped on a gym poster. It's a Stoic practice, a way to take that emotional bleeding and stop romanticizing the wound. Picture this. It's 5 a.m., your alarm's blaring, and all you want is to roll over and scroll through her old texts one more time. Maybe you're imagining her laughing with some other guy, or worse, you're checking her stories to see if she's posted anything new. That's the wound talking, my friend. It's raw, it's loud, and it's got you by the throat. But the Stoic philosophers tell us something different. What need is there to dwell on what's lost? Focus on what's yours to shape. That's Epictetus cutting through the noise. Your soul? It's begging you to get up, lace up those shoes and move. So you do it. You drag yourself out of bed. Doesn't matter if you're tired or if the pillow feels like a lifeline. You hit the gym like your soul depends on it because honestly, it does. The Stoics are all about rationality and self-control, and here's where it gets practical. That first step out the door? It's you telling fate, you don't own me. That barbell in your hands? It's not just iron. It's a weapon against the chaos in your head. Every rep, every bead of sweat, is you building something she can't touch. Seneca would nod at this. He said, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. You're not just lifting weights, you're lifting yourself out of that pit. Now, let's talk about that emotional bleeding. You know the feeling, chest tight, mind racing, caught between missing her and hating how much it still stings. And yet, there's this weird part of you that romanticizes it, right? Like the pain's some noble badge of honor. Oh, I loved her so much. Look how I suffer. Stop right there, my friend. The Stoics don't play that game. Marcus Aurelius would look you dead in the eye and say, reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. He's not denying it hurts, he's telling you to quit feeding it. That romanticizing is a choice, and choices are where your power lies. Here's how it works in the real world. Say you're mid-workout, pushing through a brutal set of squats. Your legs are screaming, your breath's ragged, and then, bam, her face pops into your head. Maybe it's that time she smiled at you across the table, or the way she used to text you goodnight. Your instinct is to drop everything, grab your phone, see if she's still out there living her life without you. But hold up. This is the Stoic moment. You breathe deep, grip the bar tighter, and tell yourself, this is mine. She doesn't get this. You finish the set. The pain's still there. Sure, but it's not running the show anymore. You are. Why does this matter, dear viewer? Because what you become during no contact determines whether she regrets leaving or forgets you completely. That's the Stoic lens on this whole mess. It's not about her coming back. It's about you becoming a man who doesn't need her to. Checking her stories, rereading old texts, picturing her next to someone else. That's a one-way ticket to staying stuck. It's like picking at a scab and wondering why it won't heal. The Stoic wisdom here is brutal but clear. You've got to let that wound close. Not by ignoring it, but by outgrowing it. Think about a guy I know, let's call him Mike. Mike got dumped hard a few months back. At first, he was a ghost of himself. Up all night, refreshing her profile, drowning in what-ifs. Then he decided enough was enough. He started waking up at dawn, hitting the gym like a man possessed. No fancy plan, just raw effort. A couple weeks in, he's not just stronger, he's different. Calmer. The mirror doesn't just show muscle. It shows a guy who's starting to respect himself again. That's the Stoic practice in action. Mike's not bleeding for her anymore. He's building something new. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't easy. Some days you'll wake up and feel like the world's caving in. That's normal. The Stoics don't promise a pain-free life. They promise you can handle it. When you're emotionally bleeding and still tempted to romanticize the wound, hitting the gym isn't a cure. It's a stand. It's you saying, I'm not a victim here. Maybe you're grunting through a bench press, and the hurt flares up. Fine, let it flare. But you keep going, because each push is a brick in a fortress she can't breach. Over time, that bleeding turns into something else: grit, strength, a quiet pride. Here's a little secret, my friend. This isn't just about your body. Sure, the mirror starts to command respect. Your shoulders broaden, your posture shifts, but it's deeper. The Stoics call it virtue, that inner steel that comes from doing what's right even when it sucks. You're not waking up early and grinding it out to impress her. You're doing it for you. Because according to Stoic wisdom, the only thing that matters is what you can control. And that's your effort, your choices, your growth. She might regret leaving, she might not. Doesn't change the scoreboard. You're not playing her game anymore. So next time you're tempted to spiral, scrolling her feed, replaying that last fight, pause. Ask yourself, what's this doing for me? If the answer's nothing good, get up, hit the gym, sweat it out. The Stoic philosophers tell us happiness isn't in chasing what's gone. It's in mastering what's here. You're bleeding, yeah, but you don't have to keep picking at it. Build your body, build your mind, and watch that wound turn into something you're damn proud of. All right, my friend, let's get into this part 3 of our Stoic journey through the mess of relationships. You're still here, still wrestling with that ache, and I'm guessing you've been staring at that phone again, waiting for a sign that never comes. Dear viewer, here's where we shift gears. The Stoic philosophers have a hard truth for you. She's not thinking about you. She's not confused. She didn't forget to text you. She didn't just need space. She left because in her mind she could. And you? You're not here to chase shadows. You're here to cultivate wisdom, to see her for what she was. A season, not a constant. Let's set the scene. It's a Tuesday night, rain tapping against your window, and you're alone with a beer and too many thoughts. You've got that quiet desperation clawing at you. The kind that creeps in when the world's gone silent and you realize she's not coming back. Maybe you're replaying the last time you saw her, that half smile she gave you before walking out the door. Your gut says, she's still torn. She's just confused. Give her time. But hold up, my friend. Let's cut through that noise with some Stoic clarity. She's not torn. She's not sitting there wondering about you. She made a choice, and now it's your turn to make one too. The Stoics tell us life is about what we can control. Our thoughts, our actions, our virtues. Epictetus would slap you on the back and say, you don't get to decide what she does, but you damn well decide what you do. So she left because in her mind she could? Fine. That's her path, her season. Your job isn't to figure out why or to wait for her to change her mind. It's to build a world that outgrows her memory. And that starts with wisdom, the kind that sees things as they are, not as you wish them to be. Here's where it gets real, dear viewer. You're sitting there, scrolling X or flipping through some old photos, and that quiet desperation hits like a brick. You feel small, forgotten, like you're just a blip she's already erased. But the Stoic philosophers would tell you that's your chance to grow. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." She was a season, a storm that rolled through, shook you up, and passed. You don't sit there begging the rain to come back. You dry off, rebuild, and move on stronger. That's the wisdom you're after. She's not a constant, and she never was. So how do you cultivate this? Start with the raw truth. Picture this. It's been 3 weeks since she last texted. You're at the coffee shop where you used to grab lattes together, and the barista gives you that pitying look, like he knows she's not showing up. Your first instinct is to text her, "Hey, remember this place?" Don't. That's the old you, the one who thinks she's still part of your story. The Stoic you pauses, takes a breath, and says, "She's not here. I am." Then you pull out a book, something solid like Seneca's Letters or some gritty take on male-female dynamics school never taught you, and you read. You study. You let your mind chew on something bigger than her silence. That's the practice, my friend. Study the dynamics, the push and pull of relationships, the way women think and move. Not to win her back, but to understand what happened so you're not blindsided again. The Stoics are big on reason. Use it. She didn't leave because you weren't enough. She left because her season with you ended. Maybe she saw a different path, maybe she just stopped feeling it. Doesn't matter. What matters is you stop seeing her as the sun your world orbits around. She's a chapter, not the book. Now let's talk about that quiet desperation. It's heavy, isn't it? Like a weight you can't shake. A whisper telling you you're not enough. But here's the Stoic twist. That feeling is a signal, not a sentence. Seneca would tell you, fire tests gold, adversity tests strong men. That desperation is your forge. It's where you hammer out your virtue. You don't drown in it. You use it. Next time it hits, don't reach for your phone or pour another drink. Grab a notebook. Write what you're feeling, raw, messy, unfiltered. Then ask yourself, what can I control here? Spoiler, it's not her. It's you, your focus, your growth, your next step. Here's a guy I heard about. Call him Tom. Tom's girl bailed after a year together. No warning, just a "I'm done" over the phone. He spent weeks in that quiet desperation, pacing his apartment, wondering what he missed. Then he stumbled onto Stoicism, started reading, digging into books like Meditations and some gritty relationship stuff, things that explained why she might have walked away. Not to obsess, but to get wise. A month later, Tom's not pacing anymore. He's calm, grounded, hitting the gym, sketching out plans for a side hustle. He told me, "She's not even a ghost now, just a lesson." That's the wisdom kicking in, dear viewer. She was a season and he's outgrowing her memory. Why does this hit us guys so hard? Because we're built to hold on, to fight for what's ours. When she leaves, it's not just a breakup. It's a dent in our pride, a crack in our identity. But the Stoics flip that on its head. Your pride? It's not in her staying. It's in your virtue, your ability to stand tall when the storm passes. She chose a world without you, my friend. Okay, now you build one that doesn't need her. Read those books, study those dynamics. Let that quiet desperation fuel something fierce. You're not here to beg or bargain. You're here to rise. This isn't some clean, pretty process either. Some days you'll still feel her absence like a punch. You'll catch her favorite song on the radio, or walk past that diner where you split fries, and it'll sting. That's fine. The Stoics don't say deny it, they say face it. This hurts, you tell yourself, but it's just a season ending. Then you keep moving, lift that barbell, crack that book, build that life. Over time, that sting fades. Not because you forgot her, but because you've grown bigger than the space she left behind. So here's your move, dear viewer. Next time that quiet desperation creeps in, don't let it win. The Stoic philosophers tell us happiness is in mastering what's ours, our mind, our actions, our growth. She's not thinking about you? Good. You don't need her to. She's not confused, didn't forget, didn't just need space. She's gone. Let her be a season that's passed. Study, sweat, build. That wisdom you're chasing, it's not in her text that never comes. It's in the man you're becoming without it. All right, my friend, here we are, the final stretch. You've been through the ringer, haven't you? She's gone. The silence is deafening, and maybe you've tried filling it with noise. Scrolling X, hitting up old buddies, anything to drown out that hollow ache. But dear viewer, let's cut to the chase with some Stoic fire. Silence without change is just empty noise. That's the ultimate wisdom the Stoics drop on us. And it's a gut punch if you let it sink in. You're not here to wallow or beg for her shadow to come back. You're here to rise. And the way you do that, you build a world that outgrows her memory. Let's unpack this man to man. Imagine this. It's late, the kind of night where the clock ticks too loud and your mind won't shut off. You're sitting there, phone in hand, thumb hovering over her name, or maybe her profile if you haven't deleted it yet. You're tempted, aren't you? Just one peek, one message, one "Hey, how you holding up?" to break the silence. But hold up, stop right there. The Stoic philosophers tell us something fierce. If that silence doesn't come with change, it's meaningless. It's just static, buzzing in your head, keeping you stuck. Epictetus would grab you by the shoulders and say, "Don't disturb your own peace for what's already gone." That's the moment of truth, my friend. You've got to see it. Staying quiet isn't enough if you're still the same guy pining for her approval. So what's the move? You don't just sit there, stewing in your own misery. You build. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic king himself, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Her leaving, that's your impediment. That fury boiling up, not at her, but at yourself for ever needing her to validate your worth. That's your fuel. Feel it, dear viewer. It's not some soft, weepy sadness anymore. It's rage, raw and jagged, aimed at the old you who thought she was the measure of your value. The Stoics don't tell you to shove it down. They tell you to redirect it. Take every ounce of that heartbreak and turn it into an obsession. Not over her, but over your own damn evolution. Let's get practical because this isn't just philosophy, it's a playbook. First step, cut the cords. You know what I mean? That social media stalking? Done. Unfollow, block, delete, whatever it takes. Every time you check her feed, you're handing her a piece of your mind she doesn't deserve. Same goes for those buddies who drag you back, telling you to text her, to see where she's at. Cut them off too. The Stoics are all about self-control, and that starts with your environment. You're not a kid begging for scraps. You're a man carving his own path. Seneca would nod here, saying, "Associate with people who make you better. If they're weakening your resolve, they're out." Now picture this scene. It's a Saturday morning, and instead of waking up to scroll through memories of her, you're up early, 6 a.m., coffee brewing, sun barely cracking the horizon. You've got a plan. Maybe it's a side hustle, something you've always wanted to try, like fixing up old bikes or building a freelance gig. You're at your desk, sketching ideas, or out in the garage, wrench in hand. Your posture's straighter, Not because you're flexing for anyone, but because you're starting to feel like a man who owns his time. That's the Stoic practice kicking in, my friend. You're not waiting for her to notice. You're building a world where her memory's just a faint echo. Here's where the emotions hit hard. You're mid-task, say hammering out a business pitch or grinding through a workout, and that fury flares up again. Not at her, though. At you. At the guy who used to slump on the couch, refreshing her stories, thinking her silence meant you weren't enough. You're pissed, aren't you? Good. The Stoics say that's your signal to grow. Why the hell did I ever need her to tell me I'm worth something? You mutter to yourself, and it's not self-pity. It's a wake-up call. You channel it. That anger's not a weight now. It's a spark. You lift heavier, write sharper, push harder. Each move is a brick in a life that's yours, not hers. This isn't clean or easy, dear viewer. Some days you'll slip, catch yourself wondering what she's up to, or feel that old ache sneak in. That's fine. The Stoics don't demand perfection. They demand effort. When it happens, pause, breathe, ask yourself, what am I chasing here? If it's her, you're still stuck in empty noise. But if it's you, your strength, your peace, that's the change that matters. I knew a guy, let's call him Dan. Dan's ex ghosted him after 3 years. At first, he was a mess, checking her ex every night, drowning in what-ifs. Then he snapped, deleted it all, started a woodworking gig in his basement. 6 months later, he's selling tables, standing tall, and her? She's just a name he barely remembers. That's the world he built. Why does this hit us guys so deep? Because we're wired to prove ourselves, to tie our worth to what we can hold on to. When she walks away, it's not just loss. It's a blow to the ego. But the Stoic wisdom flips that script. Your worth isn't in her staying, my friend. It's in your virtue, your grit, your ability to rise when the cards are down. Silence without change? That's the trap. Staying quiet but still tethered to her ghost. You break it by building, cutting off the noise, fixing your stance, pouring that fury into something real. Over time, that inner calm creeps in. Not because she's gone, but because you've outgrown the need for her to define you. So here's your Stoic marching order, dear viewer. Next time that silence feels heavy, don't fill it with her shadow. Get up, cut the stalking, ditch the weak links, start that hustle, hell, even stand up straighter while you're at it. The Stoics tell us peace isn't in what's lost. It's in what you master. You're not here to beg or plead or wait. You're here to rise. Build that world, my friend. Let her memory fade into the dust while you become a man she can't even dream of reaching. That's your inner peace, earned the Stoic way. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true peace in relationships comes not from clinging to what was or yearning for what might be, but from cultivating the virtues within our control: rationality, self-discipline, and courage. When the ache of loss tempts you to dwell on her absence, pause and reflect. Your worth lies in the choices you make today. Practice this daily, whether through a moment of deliberate breathing to center your mind or a conscious act of building something new, and let reason guide your heart. This Stoic wisdom, timeless and unyielding, reminds us that by mastering ourselves, we forge connections rooted in strength, not need, and rise above the fleeting seasons of life.